Hey, good evening. Happy blessed Sunday to everybody. How is everyone doing today? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How is everyone doing? Hope you're having a blessed Sunday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so pleased that I'm here today on a Sunday because I just feel that it's nice to really look at preparing for the week that we've got ahead of us. But I really wanted to talk to you about day 5, about learning how you can build systems, how you can really automate what it is that you're doing by having remote teams within your organization. You can do that. You can hire teams remotely around the world. They don't necessarily have to be in your location. It's about your leadership and how you can best help them to understand what it is that you're wanting to have in your business. You can't expect someone to just come in and know what it is that you want them to do. You've got to show them how to do it, but at the same time not micromanage them. So there's two ways that you can do it, is that you can make sure that you've got someone coming in that knows what they're doing, so you don't have to micromanage them. Or if you're getting a new person in, then you've got to train them, for example. So let me know if you're watching the live or whether you're watching the replay, hashtag live or hashtag replay, just to let me know that you're watching the live. But I just want to say hi to everybody, but I really wanted to talk to you just to have a chat really about when you're looking at recruiting teams, when you're looking at recruiting team members that are working differently from how you see your business as. So you've got to really understand your methodology, what is the goals for the company, what you want them to achieve, and what is the deadline that they have to achieve it by. You've got to give them a deadline. And then if they haven't achieved that deadline, then you have to let people go. We don't have time to be trying to train someone that is meant to be experienced. So we have to be crucial to make sure that we are able to function as a business. Now, when it comes to looking at getting clients, for example, you will need to make sure that you've got someone that knows how to do outreach. Now, you either train them to do the outreach or they should know how to do the outreach. But the outreach, when I say outreach, I mean where they're going on social media. They could possibly be emailing, they could possibly be DM messaging people, they could possibly be looking for potential clients on LinkedIn for your organization, for example. You've got the consultants as well, but you've also got the sources. So the sources are those that are helping to look for candidates, helping to look for potential clients. Then you've got the consultant who's then going to be trying to close the deal and also making sure the candidates have got their relevant paperwork together, for example. Now, you as the business owner really should be closing your business, closing any sales that you've got, unless you've got someone who's been with the company for a number of years and they know what it is that you offer. You as the director, as the business owner, really should be closing your sales for yourself. Yes, it's okay for you to get a lead passed on to you, but you've got to go in and close that sale. Making sure that you've got all the right information and that you've you're ready to actually close the deal. You know what it is that client wants. Then you've got to send the relevant paperwork to make sure that you're able to close the deal and to keep the communication lines open with the client, potential client. Don't leave it up to your sourcing team, because your sourcing team is there to bring leads to you. So either the consultant will close the deal with the candidate, for example, but you with the client, you're meant to close the deal, not the recruitment consultant. Because at the end of the day, and I don't mean this disrespectfully to any recruitment consultant, they are there to get their wages. Okay, your business, you're there to get sales in. So the majority of the business that you should be doing as a business owner is getting sales in for your company every single day. You got to get your notebook open and you've got to say, right, okay, where can I get sales from? So you've got a direction that you're giving to your team. So you already know what it is that you want your team to do for that week, and they already know week by week what it is that they're meant to do. You don't want to just go in there haphazard and you don't even know what you're doing and they don't know what they're doing, so they're just doing what they feel that they should be doing, and you're not even sure what you're doing, so then you end up wasting a lot of your time. So when you go into your day, it's important that you go in with a purpose and you are focused and that you know what it is that everyone is meant to be doing. Now, you can use Teams. We use Teams. Teams is quite good. You can see what everyone is doing at a glance. You're not there to micromanage anyone. They should be getting on with their work. They really should know what they're doing. Otherwise, what is the point? You haven't got time to be trying to train someone from the beginning until you get bigger. So you want to make sure that you've got people in that know what they're doing, for example. And I know that's difficult, but you're responsible for your sales in your company. You can hire organizations to help you as well, but you need to close that deal. You got to close that sale, because you know your company and you know what your company needs. No one else knows it like you do. Okay, it's your DNA. So today we're going to go diving into this a bit more further so that you have got a clear understanding. So if you're looking to build a remote team, but you're not sure where you're going to start, then you're in the right place. Okay, we also specialize in helping businesses like yours to build systems, to build automations, to have remote recruitment teams, because you do need that. You're a small business, you just started, so yes, you're gonna do that, but there's only so far that you can get. Okay, so for example, if it's just you in your business and you're running your business, then you will expect to get around 300,000 to 500,000 a year. Now the 300,000 usually is the average when someone is doing their business by themselves, for example. So you've got to think, how big do you want to go? Do you want to be the only one doing your business? If that is so, then you might look at the permanent route. The permanent route is where you're placing candidates with organizations permanently. Okay, so all you've got to do is get the paperwork together, make sure that they've got all the relevant information, you've interviewed them, they meet the right criteria, then you then arrange for them to have an interview with the potential client, i.e. the care home, for for example, and your commission is say 20%, you've now placed a candidate who could be healthcare worker or they could be a nurse with that organization. Okay, that is one way where you can build a business up to where it's like 300,000 a year and it's just you. Okay, that's one way where you're placing permanent staff members. Now if you're placing staff members on a temporary basis, like for example a 12-hour shift, for example, then your ceiling will be about 300,000 if it's just you. And you will get tired. Believe me, you will, because I've been there, done it, worn the t-shirt myself. Okay, so if you want to get beyond that to multiple seven figures, for example, or seven figures, then you've got to look at recruiting a consultant that's going to help get business in for your organization, for example, where they're going to be calling care homes, for example, they'll be emailing care homes, they'll be sending out messages on LinkedIn, for example, all of those things, but they will want at least a base salary of say 20,000 a year. So then you're paying that person monthly, which is about £2,000, probably about £2,000 a month when you think about the tax and things like that. Okay, now that's what I would do if I was growing my business. I would get that person in to start helping me to get more sales, more candidates, for example. So that consultant can be looking for candidates for your organization so that you can place the candidates with clients, and then that's going to get more money in, so you can double your money. But you have to set targets for that person. They have to, for example, produce say 12,000 to 20,000 sales a month for your organization in order to be paying for their wages, for example. You don't get someone into your organization and they're not doing any productivity that's going to make you money. Otherwise it's dead money. It's totally dead money, and you don't want that. Okay, so that person has to earn you money because you're paying them, and then they've got to really double and more, actually make it 4 times more, in order to then take on other team members that you've got to pay. So are you with me, everybody? So think about your bandwidth. How much work can you take on as a solopreneur? So like I said, it usually is about 300,000 a year, for example. Okay, then if you want to grow to 7 figures, then you need to take on more teams. And these team members and you see, when you're doing your 300,000 a year, at that point you really should have automated systems in place. What I mean by that is software, okay, tracking systems, so everything is automated, so you're not trying to do it yourself mentally and you're working on your computer doing it manually yourself, when you can actually have automated software that can do a lot of this for you. So that's really important as well. So the applicant tracking is important. And the next thing that you need to think about is, when you do hire someone, they need to make sure that they're earning your company money. And like I said, they need to be producing say 12 to 20,000 a month. So what you need to do is you need to think about how you're going to be able to source candidates, but also source clients. And there are software out there that you can do this, whereby you are the one that is still able to do this. You're still able to do this effectively, and you'll then be able to, I'm going to put some links here for the software, okay? There's a brilliant software that is out, and I'm going to have the lady come on here to do a talk about the software, okay? So I don't want to give away too much, because we've got training next week as well, which will cover the recruitment software, for example, okay? So it's important that you look at this, because although you are the business owner and you're wearing many hats, you can only go so far, and you don't want to burn yourself out, okay? But you've also got to think, can I afford 20,000 a year? Can you get someone in part-time, possibly, to help you in your organization? Well, that in itself will probably be about 10,000 that you're paying someone in, and that means you're paying them 200 a week, for example, which is 800 a month, for example. Okay, now that person needs to really be working hard on your business, and they need to be bringing that money in for your organization, okay? But at the same time, they also should get a commission for what they're giving to the organization. So if they've gone past their target, then you need to look at giving them a commission, okay? And when I say a commission, I'm talking about 2-3%, for example, because it's important to reward your as an organization. It's important to reward your sales team, okay, because they're there to get sales in for your company, okay? So that's one of the things that you need to think about. There's lots of different applicant trackings. There's lots of different CRMs for building client relationships, because it is about, you're not a big organization, so that is a really good thing that you're not one of these large companies. You're a small organization, so you can penetrate the market a lot better. For example, you can offer special deals to organizations that you want to work with. When I say special deal, you can say, right, okay, let's look at this package. I can get you 3 candidates, for example, if we're looking at permanent placements. I can get you 3 candidates. You can offer it like a bundle package. I can get you 3 candidates. Instead of it being 20%, okay, the first one will be 20%, the second one will be 15%, and the third one will be, say, for example, 10%. So you're giving them a bundle, right? Rather than you saying 20% for each person, okay? That's if you're placing people permanently, okay? So that's the first thing. If you're looking at placing candidates on a temporary basis, now what is it that you can offer an organization for you to stand out more than someone else? Well, maybe what you could offer is, you could say, right, okay, if you place this many candidates with your organization on a weekly basis, say for example you give me 200 hours a week, then I will do it at this rate. Instead of it being at, say, 50% on top of the staff members' wages, you're looking at something that you're saying to them, I will do it at 30%. because you're giving me those number of hours every single week. Does that make sense, what I'm saying to you? So what packages can you offer to the organizations that you want to work with? You know, today is about you learning about recruiting, about sourcing, how the recruitment industry works, because it's important that you become the expert. You got to become the expert at finding the best talent. No matter where you're located, you got to find the best talent, because things have really gone up now. They really are looking for the best, top-notch candidates, and they have to be perfect for the job. So you can look at doing this for yourself, and we can also help and support you in that. We do currently have our new program on this, which is where we will show you where you can find remote workers, but I can also talk to you about this right now, okay? So you can find remote workers. Remote workers are everywhere. You can advertise on LinkedIn for a remote worker, but they need to have the evidence that they know how to do the job. I'll just drink my tea, 1 second. Because you may see quite often where people are offering to do things for you, for example, and it's not unique. They don't actually come from a healthcare background. Okay? It's not like you can place an advert and people are just going to jump to you straight away and buy your services. Not like that anymore. There's a way of doing it, and that is through nurturing, building relationships. And you can do that as the business owner. The large organizations, they haven't got the time for that. So that's why they're throwing these ads out all the time and hoping that someone's going to come forward. Whereas you can build a relationship up with, say, you've got your database and you build that relationship up with, say, 50 people, for example, where they're being emailed. They're also being called by you, the business owner. You're also going out to visit care homes, for example, and private hospitals, or you can get the recruitment consultant to do that for you, where they will go and do that. There's lots of different ways that you can get work in for your organization, because the large organizations, they're struggling to, because they're already dealing with the hours that they've got and the clients that they've got. They're struggling with their expansion, and you can come in through the back door and get clients in. But it's a nurturing sequence. It has to be a triangle effect, okay? It has to be triangle, because if emails are going out, then calls should be made. Visits should be made. And I know that you can't do them all, but you should be doing at least one of them as the business owner. So it's really important that when you're looking at your recruitment agency, for example, that you know about these aspects as well. Okay? So what aspects are you currently doing to get business in for your organization? Okay? Because like I said, it is a triangle effect. It's a circle. Okay? So what I'd like to also mention to you is that we do have a unique opportunity for you, and that is where you are learning about recruitment, learning about who your clients are, because I'd like to say to you now is that I want you to look at who are your top 10 clients. Write them down now. Who are those top 10 clients? And then you go after them. You go after them. You want to also look at how you're posting your content. How are you hiring? Are you going to them directly? Are you emailing? Are you calling? Are you DMing? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on social media, for example? When you're looking at, like I mentioned, the 300,000 a year mark is usually when it's one person, you the director. But when you want to get to 7 figures, you need to really have, like, for example, a consultant. You want 2 delivery people, okay? One is a consultant and one is a sourcer to get the candidates. And then you, the business owner, you're closing the clients. Like I said, it's a triangle effect. You are closing the clients. You got your recruitment consultant, okay, who's looking and finding those clients for you. Then you got your sourcer who is actually looking for candidates for you to send out to the organization, and you are closing with the clients that want to work with you. Do you get me? It's a triangle effect. You can't expect them to do it all for you, okay? So if you want to get to 7 figures, multiple 7 figures, then you're going to need a recruitment consultant and a sourcer. And you are the one that closes the deal, because you've got an invested interest. So you're going to make sure that you close that deal because you know your company. You know your company better than anyone else. Do you agree? You do, because you built it. You should know your company. So we've got our 5-day challenge. You've been on this 5-day challenge, and today is the last day, for example. But we have got a training program. It's brand new. It's the 5-day challenge. Okay? And that 5-day challenge is for you to learn about how to get clients, for you to be the sourcer, for you to be the recruitment consultant, for you to be the closer in that 5-day challenge. It's $97 and it's for 5 days. It's live with me, okay? And it is 1 hour. It's a 1 hour a day live, but you also get 5-hour replay. So altogether it's 10 hours that you are learning. It's in a group session. It's not one-on-one. It is in a group session. Although I do one-on-one, I do coaching. If any of you want to have coaching, one-to-one coaching, I can certainly help you with that. But it's also nice to be in a group, isn't it? And this group, it's $97 and it's a 5-day challenge to get clients. So you're learning how to get clients, and my team will put the link in for you to purchase for $97. This is the 5-day challenge, and it is amazing. It's the first one of its kind, where I'm showing you the recruitment, the permanent placement and temporary placement. We are leaving money on the table because we're focusing so much on temporary placement, and we're all going for the same thing. We're all going for the same thing, and it's becoming where the the standard of candidate is very high, and they're looking for the best of the best, and they should have the best of the best, of course. They want to choose the best of the best. But we need to start looking outside of the box. Don't be in that box anymore. Be outside of the box and look at the staffing industry, but looking at being specialized. If you're placing temporary workers, then they need to be specialized temporary workers, not just healthcare workers and not just nurses, for example. They've got to become specialized. But there's also the permanent placements that we are missing out on. We're leaving it for someone else to swoop and take that off of you. Permanent placement is really what the needs are of that establishment, isn't it? That's what they want, permanent staff. Yes, a temporary is a temporary fix, but the permanent placement is a long-term fix, and you get paid, and the work is less. So hashtag what you prefer. Do you prefer permanent, or do you prefer temporary, or both? Both is good. If you want to get to the multiple 7 figures, then yes, it's good. But I want you to join us. We've got the link here, should be here somewhere in the chat, for the 5-day challenge. I'm just trying to get the link here. I'm not sure if my team are going to put it in the chat, because I can't see it in there, but then I can't see very much anyway because of the placement here. It is, let me see here, it's quite a long link here. Maybe my team can help me out here. Let's have a look here. So I'm going to send you the information, okay? And then what we're going to do as well, there is a link. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong one. So I'm going to have to change that. I just to see team, if you can put the link there, that would be really helpful. This is the 5-day challenge, and for those of you that are interested in this, then it would be good for you to see. If you're interested, you can book a free 15-minute as well, and to discuss further, there is a link here, but for you to get to see what this is, the 5-day challenge, and I'll go through that with you now. Now, the 5-day challenge is about you starting your medical staffing agency. And I'm not talking about home care agency. I'm talking about medical staffing, where you're providing healthcare workers, nurses, for example, okay? And what this is about is you're providing permanent placement. We need to start thinking about permanent placement. It is not just about temporary placement. Our clients need permanent placements, and we're basically leaving money on the table. So if you're interested in the 5-week challenge, this is over 5 weeks, okay? It's not like in 5 days, it's over 5 weeks. You also get the training as well, the replay for you to listen to as well as learn from, but also we meet weekly and you implement each task that's been set each week. So at the end of that 5-week, you will have the best possible chance of you getting a permanent placement. Yeah, you imagine you've placed a nurse, for example, at 37,000, for example, and you are charging, say, 20%. So 37,000 times 20, that's 7,400. 7,400 for placing, say, a nurse with a care home or a hospital or a private clinic, for example, or even a healthcare worker with a care home or a private hospital. So I think it's important that we as healthcare providers, we look at the permanent market, because I'm telling you all right now that you are leaving money on the table. If any of you have got staff members that are not going out to work because the temporary work's not coming in fast enough, then look at the permanent placement route, because you will be able to get new staff in because you've constantly got work coming in for them with a permanent placement. So you could have a connection with an organization where they're going to say to you, look, you can do my placements for the year. I'm going to need 5 placements a year. So imagine if you've got 2 or 3 of those and you place in 15 people, for example, a year. 15 people times 7,400, that's, say, 111,000 for placing someone permanently. Permanent placement is a lot more easier than temporary placement. If I was to start all over again, I would have been doing that first because it's a lot more easier. Hashtag easier if you can hear me, if you understand where I'm coming from. The medical staffing industry needs you to place people permanently, not just temporary. Be both. Be there for the short-term need, but be there for the long-term need as well. Hashtag long-term need. So do book a free 15-minute with our team, and I will gladly talk to you about it, because this opportunity that I'm going to show you over the next 5 weeks is amazing. And the aim of this is $97. $97. The aim of this is that you know how to place a permanent candidate with an organization. I will show you where the leads are. I will show you how to approach them. I will show you what documentation you need to provide to them. I will also show you how to make that call. I will also show you how to find the candidates for the permanent position fast. That's what you want. You want a quick, fast turnaround that's not going to cause you stress. That's not going to be like when you're placing temporary workers, you're constantly, it's always moving parts in all different directions, for example. So with the permanent placement, you can place candidates a lot easier and a lot quicker, and you getting paid, and that money that you're getting paid, you're not having to pay the staff members wages, you're not having to pay the staff members tax. 2024 is about making things easier for you, and I'm here to show you that. I've been there. I've done all of the hard stuff. Let's make 2024 easier for ourselves so that we can spend more quality time doing the things we want to do, looking after our health, because health is wealth, having a work-life balance, doing the things we love, not being tied to our desk 16-hour days. Let's look beyond, and let's look at what we can do that's going to be easier for us. And that is by looking at permanent placement. You could even if you were you're working, for example, you can do this by placing 2 people a month, easy working full-time in a job. Give it a go. You got nothing to lose. You got things to gain. And that's by getting your life back. Yeah, health is wealth. You can't enjoy wealth if your health isn't good. Why not create a business that is going to create health and wealth? Your mindset, your wellness, isn't that important? To have a business placing candidates permanently, why not look at that model as well? So I hope that you can join me for the 5-week challenge. I'm so pleased that you've joined me for the 5-day challenge. Excuse me. Sorry. So pleased that you was able to join me for the 5-day challenge. Now I want you to join me for the 5-week challenge, where I will show you how to get leads in. We will do a group training session, and this is for healthcare business leaders. The staffing industry is huge, and the medical staffing industry is huge. But also, what we're not doing is we're not looking at the permanent placements. So we're missing out on that. The link is there, but what I want to do is making sure that you're ready for this. It's $97. I'm not asking you to pay today, so the link isn't there for you to pay today, it's for you to book. So I want you to book a free 15-minute call with myself and my team, and I will talk you through the 5-week challenge about what is involved. If you click that link, you will see anyway. But for $97 for 5 weeks, plus you get 5 hours of training, I'll be showing you how to place candidates permanently and how to make 7 to 10K months. Isn't that something that you would like to learn about? It's about multiple streams of income. So I hope that was helpful to you, and I look forward to speaking with you all soon. Join us. It's $97. $97. You get 5 hours of training replay, and weekly for 5 weeks. For 5 weeks in a group, we will be doing the permanent placements. It's time to step up and go to the next level. Are you with us? I hope you are. And yeah, this is for entrepreneurs interested in starting and scaling. And we will go through recruitment consultant. We will go through sources. We will go through remote teams in this training that I'll be providing you with. So I hope that you'll be able to book your free 15-minute appointment. My team will put the link in the chat for you to book your free 15-minute appointment, and you can talk to my team or myself, and we will tell you what the 5-week challenge is all about. It is an eye-opener. It is so much more easier placing people permanently as opposed to the temporary workers. Although that is still good, it's still harder work. Let's work smarter, not harder. So I'm going to leave you with this on a Sunday evening. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. I appreciate you, and I thank you for taking the time out to be with me today, because I know that Sunday is a special day. It's a day of rest, and I appreciate you coming on here. You can watch the replay for those of you that aren't able to attend today. Do watch the replay, and I look forward to speaking with you all next week, ready to join me in this new adventure of placing candidates permanently with organizations. And we'll be going through further training as well next week. There's going to be a 3-day training next week, which will cover software and some other aspects as well, which I know that you'd all be very interested in learning. So thank you so much. It's been wonderful speaking with you all today. I appreciate you. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye. Have a blessed Sunday, everyone. Bye. Take care. Bye, team.